Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, woo, drum rolls. I want to introduce you to the hottest show in town right now. This is a new podcast. This is a new platform.
Yeah.
This is the Joyride. So the editor better put in some effects, otherwise it was so awkward. But karibuni sana.
Yeah.
This is a joint platform that I will be doing with Wanjiru Njiru.
It will be such an honor to be here.
Yeah,
with you.
it should be. It should be an honor for you to be here. I want to take your brand to the next level.
Yeah, we've been doing content together since
2017.
2018. I don't know where you and we've said this before. Like this is our second take.
Okay,
from
2018. 2018. It was on a Friday, Satisa and Nusu, just in case your pastor is watching and you can't lie.
I think on and off we've done content on each other's platform.
Yes.
But I think it's about time. With new seasons comes new. What do you call it?
Who said that?
I know. Pastors usually say dispensations. Ooh. Yeah. So.
Oga, beg. Your first branch in Lagos.
Yeah. So I think it's only right and fitting that we do this now.
We finally have a joint platform together. This is the Joyride. This is our joint podcast that we'll be hosting together.
Yeah.
Every time I don't host you on the Psycho podcast, people keep telling me, Leta Wanjiru. You know, I go dig deep. I come with a deeper topic. I tell them this will change your life. And then I go, ni poa sana. But Leta Wanjiru. Sasa Wanjiru watakuwa na jileta.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel in this new transition?
I'm nervous because it's easy when you hide behind somebody's platform.
Yeah.
And especially towards the end, before we got married, you stopped coming onto mine a lot.
Yeah.
And I started coming to yours more.
A lot, yeah.
So I think it was always easier when you're hiding behind someone. But now we have to do this together.
Man. And let's see.
It will challenge us.
Oh, definitely. Let's see where this direction takes us. We hope that this platform will seek to inspire, to entertain, to educate. This is fun vibes.
Yeah.
Feel free to correct us. Of course, we're just sharing things from our perspective.
Yeah.
And the world is wide. It's literally
World
Wide Web. So share on the comment section below. But before we even continue, please make sure you subscribe, man. Like, this is a new channel. It just doesn't look good when you have 20 subscribers and you're telling people that this is what we do for a living.
Yeah.
It's just a complete joke.
All right, so
let's get straight to it. The conversation that will start off the year is that we have been experiencing a lot of changes in our lives.
Yeah. So is life.
I hope you've been experiencing changes as well.
Yeah, I think life is just generally like a whole mutukanio of change and transitions. But I think over the past few years, we've gone through, and especially the last year or so, a couple of years, we've gone through a lot of transitions. And I think that would be a good way to kickstart this journey and speak about all the transitions that have been going on. So we do have a bunch of questions which we haven't seen. I don't know.
So the concept of the show is that we've not seen these questions that are going to be shared on the group. They're going to be shared by our manager.
Barak.
So we're just going to be reading them out for the first time with you. So zikikuwa ngumu sana ni kama when you're preparing for KCSE na ulikuwa umesomea kitu kingine alafu it's an emergency paper. The paper is white and you have
an emergency paper.
Emergency paper ilikuwa ya color white and that's when kila mtu asha cheat. So gava iko like wamecheat sana. Mnaleta ni emergency paper. So wale wenye walikuwa wameamka kufanya kusomea leakage, you had
sounds like something you went through.
No, I used to hear testimonials. Fanya as results zangu za next zikansoliwe. I've been thanking the Lord for those results for the longest time ever. Okay. So I think transitions, before I even see the question, transitioning is like a very important form of life. Like it's there. I don't know if you guys studied the egg, larva, pupa, adult.
It was a butterfly, right?
Okay.
A butterfly?
Watoto wa drilling. No, a butterfly was egg, larva, caterpillar, butterfly.
Same thing though.
No, for housefly is egg, larva, pupa,
so
adult.
We are debating whether it's a housefly or a butterfly.
No, for a housefly was different. For a butterfly was different. And a locust was egg, nymph, adult.
So you're just talking about transitions, basically.
Yeah, like I think that was an unnecessary.
Like lesson. Stop scolding me.
Yeah, but I think we all go through changes. Transitions, basically just changes.
Can you remember your most recent transition? Can you imagine if you don't mention me?
Can I have I experienced a major transition in the past few years? I don't know. What about you? Of course. I did a whole wedding
Yeah.
with a lady who actually accepted me. That
As
was
you are.
that
Don't
was
forget
big,
that
you know?
part.
Yeah.
As you are.
So I think
Yeah.
that's one of the major. But let me just go back to the beginning. Like transitions, I've been experiencing transitions throughout my whole life, and so is everyone else. I mean, the way you go to class 1, you finish class 8. You know, when now you're in primary school, class 8, you're the big boy in school. But now when you go to form 1, you're the smallest boy in school, and then now all of a sudden,
Oh,
unakatwa.
yeah. I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah, that's how transitions mostly work.
Yeah.
So when you go to high school, you're now the form 1, so unarukua kwa line. Did you guys used to have soft bullying in St. Anne's? Mtu akunyanga githeri, akunyanga avocado. I'm assuming those are the things you guys were struggling with.
You know, I can't.
In
you
Central.
I don't think there was that kind of bullying. What about you?
Of course, boys are boys, and
What
boys
kind of
will
bullying?
always. So for example, like if you're a form 1 umeamka ka 5 kwenda kuchota maji, a form 4 will wake up at 5:15
Achukue maji yako.
na hata panga hiyo line, hata kama ende too straight to kuchota hiyo stuff,
Oh, but
kuchota hiyo.
kuchukua maji yako.
If push comes to shove, naseme umeendea towel kiasi maji yako pia itakuwa transferred, you know. And I remember that thing used to make me feel so bad.
Yeah.
It's the main reason I wanted to join rugby, so that I become big and I can also fight back, because I was head like a
Will you end up
small.
netball?
Yeah.
I feel like netball was always that sport.
Yeah, for people who didn't know what to do in sports, then all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was in netball.
So you can see the transition from primary to now when you go in high school. And now even in high school, you're now the smallest, and now you have to go to form 4. And then after form 4, kingia campo. That's when you lay first year, when you're tembianga na bag all over. You remember when the
Yeah.
first years wanakuanga na mizigo.
I've never looked at it that way, actually.
Yeah, it's
just constantly.
Yeah. We're always transitioning, you know,
Yeah.
and even when you finish campus, now you're joining the workspace.
Yeah.
You don't know how things work in the corporate.
You'll always
cul-
be in some form of transition.
Yeah, you're always in
yeah.
a form of transition, and then I'll become an adult.
Yeah.
And then now you get married.
And then you're still like a newbie there.
You're still like a newbie in
Yeah.
marriage. Then after
Lots
you
of people have been calling us this thing that I have a love-hate relationship with,
Yeah.
which is newlyweds. Oh, newlyweds.
yeah, newlyweds wanakuanga na haraka.
Newlyweds,
Every time we had to excuse ourselves
Like,
from living.
I'm like,
Newlyweds wanakuanga na haraka. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then now you get a baby, and then
Yeah.
now you're starting to learn how to be a parent. I
It's
think
all an egg lover people.
Pu-
You said people.
pupae. It was
Pupae.
pupae.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do first question.
Yeah.
All right. So the first question,
Yeah.
you want to take it?
No, take it.
You want to ask it?
No, you ask it.
Oh my God.
It's like you hang up.
Yeah. What were the different pivotal points in your relationship? Was it strangers, friends, girlfriend? I'm scared of these questions. Was it strangers, friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, serious relationship, fiance, husband and wife? Or was it less conventional? Was there anyone in between? Do you want to take it? What were the different pivotal points in your relationship? I'll answer this because I'm the more diplomatic person.
Wait, by the way, sija understand this wali kiplan.
Sindio, lazima tukupeleke pole pole.
Wait.
So like what were the different, how did we morph?
Or
If I get the question
from
right.
strangers
Yeah.
to friends
Yeah.
to girlfriend, boyfriend, to
Yeah.
serious relationship, fiance, husband and wife.
So we met 11 years ago.
Is it 11? Yeah, it was
11
actually
years.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow,
we
wow,
met
wow.
11 years
That's
ago.
that's when we had our ex-cans.
There was like a thing between us. But Ben quickly shut it down, like he crushed it.
Do you want you to develop any ideas? I was
no.
a young free man.
Like, you are not the one for me. See you in years to come.
Yeah.
So there was like a something, then Ben quickly squashed it. He wanted to be a free bird. He wanted to explore the world. He wanted to be of the streets, if I could say that.
No, I was putting you on probation.
And then I'm not one to be put on
Just
probation.
continue.
But then this can go
continue.
really
I'll
south.
say my version of the
And
story.
then after he quickly squashed it like a fly on the wall, we morphed into very good friends.
Yeah.
We became friends for a very long time.
Yes.
If you call people who forget each other's birthdays occasionally, no, every year, if you can call those people friends, then
Did you
yeah.
used to forget mine?
No.
I'm
I
the one
used
who
to wish you, and then 21 days later, I still
forget.
don't get a happy birthday.
And then when we meet like in August, unanishow my moods, shanga, hey, rada. Anyway.
And then after that,
You started, because now you couldn't get the top shot, you started settling for the guys who are available up Chini, and I guess those are the guys,
no, I will never, don't do that. Red flag.
Facts
That's
are
a red
facts.
flag. And then somewhere along the way, I think our paths again reconnected because we both got out of relationships at the same time. But what is not very well known, and maybe this will be the exclusive
Yeah.
for the Joyride, is that while we reconnected and we started developing a relationship, Ben felt that the relationship he was in before me had not properly ended. So he felt again the need to squash me, and that ended again quickly. So we broke up again. I don't know, had we gotten into a relationship?
Yeah, it was...
It wasn't official though.
It wasn't official, but definitely
it was like a thing again that was squashed 10 years ago. So after that, he decided to squash it again.
Yeah.
He got into another relationship for a period of 1 week.
Yeah.
And then after 1 week, he came back again. Ladies,
canceled the contract.
I am so sorry, ladies. I seem like a big disappointment of keeping on taking this toxic man. But anyway, I think I would term that as pivotal moments in our relationship.
Yeah. So when I came back when I was serious.
Yeah, 1 week later.
Let me tell you.
You broke up with me, went back to the chick, and then came back to me all in a span of 1 week.
Yeah,
guys.
that was... now looking back, I think that was wilding. That was wilding. Like, but I also didn't want to mess our friendship and our
You already messed it. Like, you've been squashing me from the beginning.
Now I didn't want to do it for the third time because I didn't know what lied ahead.
Yeah.
I remember even waking up to pray, Father, teach me how to love this girl. Teach me how to be a good person.
Wait, does that mean then I wasn't like an automatic?
No. What it means is that for me to commit, because once I commit, I kind of, become very serious about it. So I didn't want to commit, and I also knew you are a very serious person because you were even in campus, wale wase when they are cats, uko hapo ushazisomea, uko hapo usha attend classes, group work mnafanya group work venye inafaa kufanywa, not some other group works where like 4 members are not there, the 2 smart ones wanatumiwa tu majina. You guys were very organized, so I knew I didn't want to mess this up. So I came back with I had my own fears and all that stuff, self-sabotage and all that stuff. So that was pivotal, and I think that's the beginning of the serious relationship. So we did it for a very long time, and through that we were also experiencing our own personal transitions in our careers, in our finances, because you were trying to be a CEO. You were to get into corporate.
That's actually very, very like...
No, but you're
taking a dig at me because I never became one.
I'm not taking... You're already a CEO. You have Maua. That's a big company. Yeah.
Thank you.
We were also experiencing transitions even while we were still dating.
Yeah.
And then, but because this question is more focused on relationships, I'll stick to this. We transition now into the fiancé, because I've seen the fiancé question here. So that's the proposal.
Yeah.
So I decided to do very intimate. It was just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
It was not really my wish.
But you are not the one getting engaged. Please, your wishes were
But how
minimal.
I've always seen my engagement, how I had seen it years before, was like in front of a concert. Yeah, like I was like clout king, man. I was like, just eat a trend. I was like, nimemalisa, eat a trend. I mean, this girl hapa ananiambia ati, oh, Mr. Kiwatu. Like, yo, unaribu numbers, bro.
God is good. God
is
good.
There was that, and then now...
How was that transition, like moving from... Wait, no, let's start with from friend to...
relationship.
Yeah.
First of all, before we were very tight friends. And we'd make like a lot of... You take like, ulikuwa na diss my forehead a lot. Like, you diss my outfits. Like, you were just used to shade.
I say nothing has changed.
like ulikuwa throwing it to shade. And so even when we started dating, I thought that's the culture. So I also like, hey, pia mimi nilikuwa na throw shade. Until nikaanza kurealize Joe zina kuhat. And so I like...
How can my boyfriend tell me
so I was
this?
like, yo, I can't be making those jokes anymore.
I mean,
so
I think it's
the
the culture of, like, when we were just friends, we used to hang out. If you've been to KU at KM, you're used to standing me up. Like, you can decide, like, I'm not going to show up for this date. I have important things to do. Or, like, I don't need to text her back. Like, it's not so important for me. And then now the transition to, like, you need to. And if you don't text me back.
That was a major one.
Yeah.
Texting you all the time.
Wait, it wasn't all the time.
Come on.
You will not portray
of
me
course not all the time because we had to sleep. But all the time that you are awake. You're alive and breathing and well.
Something I'm not. So I think that transition also into like you having now to take my communication seriously. It's not just Q-do over here.
Yeah. And then you're like a very introspective person. You're like those people who let's reflect.
Beautiful.
How has the past 1 hour been? Like, the first 25 minutes were okay. So I had now to start learning and adjusting to all that stuff.
Yeah, and then we became engaged. I don't think that was a huge transition
The engagement, not so much, because we kind of had seen it coming.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't like it didn't. I don't think even there was once I called you my fiance. Like,
Yeah.
not in a bad way.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel as though anything changed. I felt like the same seriousness and commitment that you'd shown me after you got your act together and you started texting me vizuri and like, doing things that matter to me. I didn't feel like that, and a ring changed that. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's because we had been talking about this for a long time before. You know, we were talking about maybe we need to start settling down, but I was so broke.
Yeah.
I had not seen how this was gonna turn out, because I even remember, like, for me to get you the ring, we went.
That I desired.
Yeah,
you must
went,
add that.
Yeah, that you desired. We went to the shop, and then you picked a ring.
Yeah.
And then you saw and then you liked the ring, and then later on when you heard how much
I'm
the ring
not a
was.
materialistic girl. Okay, I just know what I want.
It's okay. I mean, so why are you embarrassed at it?
I don't want to come off as a materialistic trick.
So I had to go back now because after ulisikia hiyo prize yenye ulichukua, kumbe it was not and me nilikuwa nimefurahi because I was introduced to this place ya kubuy rings and all that stuff. So I was so excited I was so nervous because that place had variety from rings as low as 20k to as high as 600k, and I have no idea why that guy alikuwa ananionyesha za 600k na alikuwa ananionyesha za 600k akiwa so passionate. Let me tell you, my friend, this will make her melt. Like, bruh, yes, melt my kidneys.
Yeah.
And so when you pick the first ring and you realize how much it was, blah blah blah, we ended up buying the ring that you wanted.
Yeah.
And then proposed that the way you wanted the proposal to be, just the two of us. Can you imagine tulimiss out kuifanya dramatic?
Actually, I can, because that was my reality.
We now started doing the wedding process, because the build up to the wedding is also now another process that has so many transitions. You have the first visit. I remember going there with my friends, kina Mike, tumekaa hapo kwa couch explain like it's the 1800s, tumependa mtu hapa na alafu your dad is like, mmependa mgani, tuonyesheni, you know. Then we went on to the Rorashio.
Yeah.
The Rorashio was also awesome. And it's so weird that once I started doing these transitions and making these moves, God in a mysterious way was always providing for the next assignment.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, sometimes I want God to provide for the whole assignment.
And then you move.
But then God, you know, it's like after you finish this is when you gonna get the next clue. So it's like, because I remember the ring, after nilipia your ring, your account ilibaki na 4,000 shillings. Yeah, I paid.
I was worth it.
I spent almost
Ladies,
everything I needed for
we
the
are
ring.
worth it.
But when we moved on to the Rorashio as well, yeah, everything usiwachoche sana bana, mnatukula stress hapa bana. You know, I remember even for the Rorashio we had just finished another campaign, na hiyo do ikaingia hivi kasema bas
I am worth it.
naibeba yote na gunia.
I am
and we finished, and even when you finished the Rorashio, we still got more gigs to finish up even the wedding.
Yeah. I guess one question here that we could touch on is what has been the most pivotal the turning point in our relationship. I think for me it was the initial breakup that I've spoken about. I think that was really big for me.
When we broke up the first time.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you
remember?
remember?
Do you remember? Today.
By the way, do you remember after we broke up? Because nakumbuka it was like on the road, nini.
Nilimuinvite kwetu akunywe juice. Nafala akaingia ndani ya nyumba na akakunywa juice. Can you imagine how lost?
But then I was actually thirsty. I was like, thank you.
Imagine umedump Dave alafu naingia kwake kunywa juice.
Yeah, it was an awkward conversation. I mean, and that's the time when we broke up, and then now I left for 1 week. So for context is that I had just come from a previous relationship, and then after I left that relationship, I jumped straight into hitting on Wanjiru, and this is because
like no breaks,
yeah,
no time
and this is because,
and
I had a reason for that. It's because every single time I wanted to, like, I would come with this to games, you'd start dating somebody else, and so this one time I was like, "Wah, mi niko free, na yako free. This is my time to shoot." And so I remember that's how I started hitting on you, and then I was not this other relationship. Like, I don't know what was happening.
It had served its time.
It had served its time.
So what was that 1 week like for you?
I kind of went back to my previous.
So you were in La Vida Loca.
Be your ex. So I went back, and then after I went back, we tried, but
ulikuwa na jump back and forth.
lazima upate stability.
Una manage.
Ujue ni wapi unafaa kuwa. So kind of went back, but it was...
So that 1 week you didn't even think about me. It was like...
come on.
It's like, done
no,
with
I was
that
trying
fight.
to focus. I was trying to focus on the previous relationship.
Okay.
But there was something missing.
It was
like, clearly,
it has
this is
served its time.
dead.
Yeah.
And now let me move on to... I'm now certain about 1-0. What was happening in that 1 week for you?
Me, I was good. I was happy.
Did you date somebody?
No, I did not. I don't know. I hadn't gone back to anyone, but I was making fervent prayers to the Lord
for
prayers. Healing, for healing.
Yeah.
First of all, my heart, because I felt bad that our friendship had been dented.
Yeah.
Our friendship had not been dented. You had dented our friendship. So I felt bad. So I needed like just healing from that.
Yeah.
I was also making other fervent prayers.
What were these fervent prayers?
My reputation, I will not disclose this prayer.
You have to tell people these prayers. The people need to know how...
All right, ladies, let me give you a tip.
Yeah.
If he's stuck in another relationship, you just need to go to the Lord with one fervent prayer. Let me tell you, the Lord hears our prayers. And when we call out to him,
he answers.
He answers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Juanita Bynum. Can you please tell us what your prayer was?
I think my prayer was, and I'll say this in one sentence. If you miss it, that's your own problem.
Yeah.
You cannot, I don't care. So my prayer was that if my future partner is in a relationship, God will end that relationship and he'll come running into my arms.
Shay! Your boss must find you. So you went to God and you told him, Father Lord, I want to thank you for this day. If my to-be husband is in a relationship, I pray that love dries up quickly and that man may find me. And that prayer worked. You need to do a seminar and charge people.
I said it's a one-liner. Let's proceed to the next. But yeah, that was what that 1 week was like for me. I don't know if I felt, when you know something is not over, like, like it's like this is not the end.
Yeah.
I think I had that feeling as well. Like somehow down the line, this would come
back.
Yeah.
So you felt really nice when I like texted you back, like, hey. Because I came back through a text, actually.
Yeah, it's like, I kept such a disappointment to the ladies. Like, he crushes you the first time, you take him back. He crushes you again and then comes back through a text.
It's for the young kings, and man.
You just take him.
You're like, hey, mambo.
Ladies, I'm sorry. But
good times.
That was
good times.
Yeah.
That's a very good time. So, do you move on to the next question?
Yes.
Do you feel like we've answered this well?
Please. All right. Do I read it? Then you answer?
Yeah, please.
What was the biggest thing you had to change about yourselves and thinking when... actively thinking, like living as a single person to now acting and living as partners? What would you say has been the biggest transition in that sense?
After we passed, there's a level in our relationship. After we passed that mark, I started seeing you as my partner. My life partner. So
what mark was that?
I don't know. After we
after I said yes, was that surely if I say
the
yes,
proposal?
Yeah.
No, it was still before, because I started, like, you knew everything about me even when we were still dating, like 2 years in, or even 1 year in.
Yeah.
You knew a lot of my passwords, a lot of how much I earn. So for us, after we got married, what now? The biggest transition that I'm actually experiencing, or I have been experiencing after we've gotten married is, believe it or not, is actually not to always have my way all the time. Yeah. Sasa mbona tuzushiane kwa sababu ya curtains. Kama unataka za yellow, chukua za yellow bana. Za yellow zitanikosesha usingizi hapa. Chukua za yellow. So just always considering that there's another person that I highly need to consider their opinion. That has been one of my transitions. What's yours?
I'm squirming because, like, the lies that are being told here that you don't have to always have your way. Let me reread that question and think about it. What has been the biggest change that I had to change about myself? I think also just to always remember that I can't always have my way.
Who you?
Yeah, that I have to think about the other person. So I just can't wake up and decide to do this, or like things like changing up the house. I can decide to do that. That's my own prerogative. But there are things that I have to actively consider you.
Yeah.
Things like if I had it my way, I wouldn't be having dinner. It's not like
you would just be sleeping like that.
I wanted to say, like, it's not like I would die, but I realize, like, if I don't eat.
So how would you want to be feeling
it's
yourself?
It's not like an everyday necessity for me. Oh, not not necessity, that's the wrong word. It's not, I can skip dinner. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, actually,
I can
that's
skip
a
dinner.
huge
I can
that's a
skip
huge fighting
lunch.
point in our
I can just
house.
eat bitings and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But you see, now I have to think,
Yeah.
like, if I skip dinner, what does this mean for Ben?
Yeah.
Is he able to sort himself? And not that you don't have the ability to panga yourself, but it's just that constantly thinking about the other person.
Yeah.
And I think also, like, another adjustment has been, like, so coming from kina moms to here, the biggest adjustment has been if I don't do it,
nobody else
is gonna, oh my God, that was an adjustment.
The responsibility is solely on each and every one of us.
Okay, so if I do not cook or you don't cook, then we're not gonna eat. That's such a,
we are going to starve.
Yeah.
But also, like, I still don't understand how you eat so little. Like, you have little breakfast, you don't eat lunch, and you take supper so casual. Like, how do you even live like that?
I survive, I'm breathing.
You always make me feel like I'm abnormal because I eat breakfast. I have to kula
it's not
kitu
even
hapo
the
10.
fact that you eat, it's like what you eat every single minute. You're thinking about, what can I put in my mouth? Like,
biting.
It's disturbing. But I think that would have been actually my biggest transition, I would say, is that if I don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. I think that has been a big adjustment for me in my mind.
Yeah. So this is the next question, and I've just received the question. I had also not seen it. So, visas, is that a thing in your relationship? If so, when did the transition happen, and what's it been like to adjust to either party? So visas, our manager has just told us visa is like when you have to ask permission from your partner to do something.
It's such a complicated term. Like,
visa is like, kulikuwa na auditions, kulikuwa na interview, and there's also a small fee that's non-refundable.
So is that a thing between us?
Visas, I don't know. Necessarily, we don't have to ask each other for permission. But also the way our circle is built, or the way our circle of friends is designed, you know a lot of my friends, and I know a lot of your friends well. Yes, because we went to the same campus. So a lot of friends are maybe back in campus. So if, let's say, somebody is planning to come over on Saturday, then
you know them, I know them.
We definitely both of us know them. We're very close also to our families. Our other friends, maybe it's within the church circle. I don't necessarily need to ask you for permission, because if there's a plan, I'm also in that plan. So the fact that our life is so intertwined,
the plan itself.
I am the plan. So the fact that our life is so intertwined, it's not we necessarily don't have to ask each other for permission, like to do this or to do that.
I think even building on the fact that, as we started the video, we said that we have been friends for 11 years.
That's a long time.
Ben is somebody, away from being my partner, he's somebody that I really, really enjoy his company. So I usually feel like other people are boring. No offense to you guys.
That's really sweet.
I'm not saying that to say my friends are really interesting, but you're
Wambie tu
not
kweli.
as interesting.
Wanajijua.
So it's almost like you want him around. Because even the way you guys see Ben as the life of the party and everything, he really is that in real life. So you kind of want this kind of energy around you 24/7. So I don't think we ask each other for permission. I think we inform. So I'll just tell you, like, Sue is coming over.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, cool. Should Done come over too?
I need to start hosting a lot of my main friends, I guess.
Yeah.
But
so it's like,
so busy.
I'm going to see my sisters. Do you want to come? And it's like, yeah, let's go. So it's not a thing of asking for permission. And I think that helps because we are friends.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time together, and it's not out of like the fact that we're married. I think we genuinely just enjoy each other's company.
Can I tell you a story? There was one day I was at the Mex place. So that garage is just a Subaru only garage. So you already know the kind of guys who come there. So this one time they come, they meet me there, and one of them recognizes me. I'm like, yeah, so because the car is being fixed, tuwe tukakule nyama bana, tukiongea kama wanaume bwana. Hey
I
bwana.
don't like those forums.
Every time you hear such kind of advice, pampiwa toxicity level 1000, you know. So we went, so tunakula tu nyama hapo. So this guy asks me, hey, are you married? I'm like, no, not yet, but na plan kumari. Una plan kufanya ile ya white? Like, yeah. So unajua niko within amongst us, so hata na feel a bit embarrassed kusema yeye nafanya hiyo, like, watu wameinsist hiyo, so that's the one we're gonna go with.
I'm so
and
sad
then he started telling me
the need to
he started telling me how how like on weekends the wife has no obligation to keep asking him where he's going, and sometimes he can go out on a Friday and come back on a Sunday and maybe say, oh, alikuwa road trip Nax or something like that. So you know me, that's how I was Nikimskiza. But you know, Loki, you're trying to be also gangster. I'm like, yeah, man,
don't ever do that. You stand for what you push for what you believe
wait,
in.
Unasikiza kwanza, like, you know, you just don't go advising people like, where, so tell me about your child. No, you don't go advising them first. You listen first to get their perspective and how they see things. He was telling me how even one day that he left his phone inside aliacha phone home, and that was a very big case. He had to call the child kwanza amwambie penye ateka hiyo simu ndio wife asipate hiyo simu. So I'm like, bro, this is how you guys live. Like this is like so gangster. So maybe it's a bit
I don't
normal.
think it's even gangster. I think
okay, yeah.
From where I see it,
mafia.
it feels
I don't know.
like disrespect for your partner. From where I see it,
yeah,
it's
toxic.
opinion.
It's toxic, definitely. And you know, it was the Cheers Baba Subi gang, you know. And so I was just like,
okay, please usiaiwa ienda kwa forums kama hizo kata tu.
so unajua umepatana hapo maboy mko garage nini. Hawezi lenga maboy wengine.
Like that na utakuwa unaniambia kule unaenda weekend.
Hiyo siku unaniuliza uko wapi? Kwa nini? Unashanga, hey, why you so bad? Umetoka kupump you up liters of toxicity as a man. Don't say where you are, you know.
No.
So it might be normal for us to, you know, tell each other, or you know, you respect the other person enough to tell them. But believe it or not, it's not normal for everyone.
Yeah.
And there's some people who still have those tendencies of maybe alienda Thursday akwenda kununua mkate akarudi Tuesday, aliendea huko hivyo Naivasha kwa Millers.
From where I sit, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, so maybe we can go.
But I'm glad we have that foundation. I think it works for both of us. I like the fact that you respect me enough to tell me like, hey, this is where I'm going, or I want da to come over.
Yeah.
I think that's
it's a form of respect that you have for your partner as well. You know, once you're married, you become one. So
umeanza advice mapema. It's been how long? Like
I don't do okay sir. Hata sasa sema hiyo kitu nimepata. Hiyo story imeisha.
Sema tu
but
from
kitambo, from even okay, since we were dating, like I just think it's respectful, because I've dated somebody who never used to tell me where they were. Na hiyo kitu ilikuwa inanikulisha stress. Nilikuwa karibu ni cheesy mzee. You know, she's uko telling me sijui wameenda road trip sijui Kericho. Na definitely they've just not gone for a tea road trip kuangalia how tea is grown uko na scientists, their lab coats. No, it's definitely shit, and it used to really give me a lot of stress. We even tulifika 2 points tukaambiana, maze wewe unaona kai ina work, hata wewe uone kai ina work, ndio tuachane. And and we still broke up tukitembea kwa sababu tuli break up hapo 20th century.
But huko kunywa juice yake,
si kunywa juice yake, but it was so awkward because tukienda stage tulianza kwenda the same direction. So like pia wewe unaenda ni Ken Come, okay, na mata kwenye jaraka, lakini you know, like that's some annoying small talk.
But I think I like the fact that we do that.
Yes, I would advise that for just better sleeping at night.
Thank you for your advice.
Yeah.
Married man, you've earned your seat on the table.
Not married man. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How did you guys transition from daytime meetups to seeing the real person? Somebody without makeup. Do you want to answer how you felt the first time you saw me without makeup? Seeing their bedtime routines. Are there things that threw you off about seeing you?
The one thing that I've not yet adjusted to is the fact that you have to wear your like pajamas every day.
Ben doesn't understand women
wear. They're always
like,
matching. Like, kama anavaa maroon, the katop nini is maroon, and then the PJs are maroon. I'm like, you have to be this extra. Like, unaweza katu.
Tuna t-shirts.
Sikuwa hizo sikuwa ishi na mdem nijue venye wanakuanga, but like basically like I'm just chilling in the house. I can be in my boxers and vest. I don't see the need to buy pajamas or hata sweatpants nilibuy kwa sababu niliona msi akipita like, by the way nimenidu, and maybe I say wanajua to do their business because they know maybe it's hard for men to go to shop and buy. So if he walks around now, come mostly car wash, place your make and all that. So niko like, but then I needed this. That's how I bought, and it was just random. It has match colors, like, but yours, you know, they're prep, they're well organized.
You need to buy something.
You always, there's a way you just plan yourself until I'm like, yo.
So it wasn't like, are there things that threw you off?
The only thing that throws me off about you is that sometimes you're not thorough in terms of small things, like unaweza like tukianua nguo unaweza ziacha tu hapo kwa bed until.
But see,
no, like that's not how I do things. Nguo zikianuliwa unazikunja unaziweka kwa closet and all that stuff. So you're always making fun of me for doing such things.
Tabitha helps me in that department.
So I don't know
she knows
about
that
you
it's not my
if
strong
there's anything that threw you off.
I think
pretty
it's how
much
many
perfect.
times you need to eat.
No, my
I
complaint
think
to
it's
your
just
food.
like crazy, and the amount of food like you need to eat.
And I think
So
that's
I think
normal.
that okay.
Like when I was living with,
I mean,
with some
it's
of my
not-
homies,
it's
I used to
just-
eat the lists.
It's just an adjustment. I'm not
Okay.
saying it's wrong or
Okay.
right. You don't feel like you need to change anything. I'm
Okay,
just
I
saying
can't.
the
I'll
amount
faint.
of times that you need to eat is a bit crazy.
Too much.
Did you feel like you needed to handle that transition like in any sort of way?
Small things. Not so much. No, but the other transition is how you correct me when I've done a mistake. And then when
You
I
have PTSD,
when
I
I
established
look
that.
back, when I trace back, I remember that. But she did this last week, and then I'm like, okay,
have
you don't have to
PTSD, that's
bring
what
it
I-
up.
that's what I established.
That's a bit petty.
Yeah.
So
You have
maybe
PTSD.
PTSD from what?
Childhood. But that's your
From
therapist's job.
childhood.
That's not mine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Are you now fully vulnerable with me? Are there things that you still have kept and you want to use the Joyride platform
As the place to unleash
disclose
them. No, I don't. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I think for me also there's nothing. I feel like Ben has created an environment which I appreciate, that it's a very, very safe
Tell them.
space.
Yeah, tell the Joyride.
That it's a very safe space for me to be able to tell you literally anything that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure that you will listen, but at least I am
You voiced it out.
99. Yeah, I'm
You're always
99%
complaining, I'm not
sure
listening.
there's that room for you for me to air it out.
That was an adjustment, especially now after I came back. True. Remember after that 1 week, now I came back, started dating you. I noticed that you were very keen on when you say small things, you want them followed. And I'm like, yo, si utulie maze.
Yeah.
We una make a big deal out of birthday.
Yeah,
Birthday
I'm
too.
introspective,
Yeah, so
and that's why we're here. So yeah, but
And we
thank
have
you
a
for creating
podcast.
that safe space, because it really, really helps. I think I've told you 10,000. I think from where I sit as
Yeah.
a woman, I think the best thing you can do as a man for your woman is create a space where she can be 100% herself. And I think you've done that really well.
yeah, I'm here to help you grow, to mentor you, just guide you through life.
And speaking of security,
Yeah.
can you contrast that with your past relationships? And I hate to be the person who takes you back.
To the relationships where I wasn't like
Where you were
myself.
the toxic one?
I've never been the toxic one. I can show you text. They already admitted they were the toxic one.
Okay.
And they're happy for me.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially after they saw me get married. They're like, yeah, I was. Anyway, what I'd say is, yes, I've been in a relationship where sometimes you kind of have to fake where you it's like you're scared of being the real you. And like when you date somebody who really loves going out and pia
Oh,
wewe-
so walikupea character development.
Hey, campus
Oh,
nilipewa
yeah.
character development ingine serious,
I'm so sorry.
Demi amependa kwenda dundani, like going out is really not you get tired by 3. You're like, guy, how are these people still,
Yeah.
conscience.
You used to go out with them.
Once in a while, but unajua pia hiyo time kugo out inahitaji pesa. Kugo out inahitaji pesa juu. In fact, guys believe you can't go out in number 3, you have to Uber. Lazima weke
Na Uber ilikuwa at that time. Ilikuwa like
ilikuwa
taxis.
taxi, so
Yeah.
lazima mchukue taxi moja, sema nika 3k ama 2k from Wendani all the way to ST. So if you have to take that taxi like 5 people so that you pay 400 each, so lazima
Na unalipia dem.
no unalipia dem, so unalipa 800. Unajua sasa hiyo kwanza shaku throw off budget for the next 2 weeks. I want to can at the fancy places.
Yeah.
So of course you try and you're uko cool, you're uko, you're getting in the club, you're trying to be like, you even have an
Kuna
awkward
stamina.
dance. You even have an awkward dance. This is a newbie.
Yeah.
In fact, that club was called, it was here, Electric Avenue. Changes. Yes, we went to Changes. Alafu sasa, now when you're from KU and you're used to buying things inside KU, things are cheap. Now when you go to Changes, mzee, sijui cocktail ni so nane. You're like, what is this, So, of course, you have to act like you can also keep up, because some of her friends are so cool. They have cars of maybe from their folks. You can't take your folks car because it's literally one, like utaribu budget ya kila mtu kwa hii nyumba. Kwa sababu kitoka asubuhi you drop mother and drop seeds. So like we always poor gari, bro. Unajua how maybe they have like 3. So
The sacrifice is bigger.
came with like another car over there. So pia wewe uko just trying to act cool, like you're used to this life, but deep down, you're struggling. So I have been in such a relationship, and it really takes a jab on your self-esteem, because it's like you're always reminded that your true self is really not that cool.
Yeah.
You have to be somebody else for you to fit in this circle. And it always ends in premium. I'm talking about the top tier, pro tiers.
Yeah.
I think that. Have you been in a relationship where you were not 100% allowed to be yourself and you had to be somebody else?
I think I have. I think there's one, and I don't know if I've ever shared this story. Like my first time to wear red lipstick, and I went to meet this guy, and he was like, "Oh, what's that on your lips? Please take it off." Now moving to a place here, where you are just accepted the way you
America.
are. No, the greener pastures.
This is America, the land of the free.
So where like even those kind of habits that you want are actually supported.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, go for it. To like your wildest dreams. Because I remember there was another relationship where my dreams were very...
squashed.
You were not to dream at his expense. So
so you follow his dream.
Yeah. And you fit in your dream inside his.
And,
so,
and was it in a different space than what you were doing?
Yeah. So of course, if he wants to go this way,
if he wants to be an engineer, software,
you find your way in. If he wants to live outside the country, it's you to find your own ecosystem and fit your dream. So and then now to transition into this where it's like, okay, fine, I'm the one who's going to adjust to what you want.
Yeah,
I think it's a beautiful place to be in. Thank
you.
Yeah,
I think it just calls for a place of where you're not really threatened by the other person.
Yeah.
So stature, success, background, nothing.
Yeah.
Like you just take them as a full human being and just allow them to be.
Yeah.
Without having to put restrictions. But also, most people put restrictions in relationships because of insecurity.
Yeah.
You feel like you need to be respected as a man, like those Subaru guys.
That's why I don't want you, please. Let that be the last forum.
Na bado wakujangi senye tunaendanga na wewe and I really enjoyed like just seeing people who also see life in a
first
different
time and then second time and then third time next time
na walinibuy nyama like they were so nice those guys. We need to catch up with the in 2021 when he's the guy who was telling me that for him he had two chicks he wanted to marry, so he didn't know which chick to settle on. So what he did, he went to both of them and told them, hey, nimefutwa kasi. But he had some money in his house, so moja akamtoka akaanza kumtreat vibaya, alafu moja akaanza kumsupport, so akajua huyu mwenye amemsupport ni the right one. Nadhani Bachelor ilianza na hii TV show, watu walianza hii kitu watu walianza hii kitu kwa ground bana. So he really cracked me up, man, with his stories. But yeah, I think that's what we would love to share about transitions. I know we've not yet finished tackling these questions. Barack is saying he needs to send one more question, so let's see.
How have your fights changed and transitioned over the years? How have you? And be completely honest.
Let's be very honest. The first times we used to fight, like we'd raise our voices, maze, tuna go south.
Oui.
Yeah,
speak
even you.
Speak for yourself, I'll speak for myself, my dear.
Okay, yeah, I'd raise my voice and, I don't know. Your time nilikuwa tuna issues. So like
you were very angry.
I was actually very
you
angry.
Very
like life was so hard. How would you expect me to be happy?
Yeah.
Music was not working out. Nothing was working out.
If you'll allow me to say this,
please.
Towards Joy's health issues, and also like now when she passed on, I think right before she passed on, things got really, really difficult between us because hard. You weren't able to express. Am I allowed to say this?
Yeah, you can.
You weren't able to express yourself, and so all the anger and bitterness that you had bottled up about what she was going through and how she was going through, and whatever that made you feel, I became the punching bag. So I could say good morning and not say good morning, love.
Yo, I was not that petty. It was not because of such things.
But just to give you context about how difficult that period was. So I think there was a lot of projection. And so I think after you healed, you're still healing from that. But after now I think even therapy helped you in a sense. It helped you understand the PTSD.
Yeah, after nakumbuka the first time niliambia therapist venye how I grew up, I was like, wow, that was an abnormal childhood. I was like, I thought my family was normal,
Yeah, and so I think that really changed. For me, I think it was I was very patient with you.
You know, it's really how
Me,
you're
I was
painting
really
this whole
patient with
story.
him,
It's really
like,
how you're painting.
me, I used
And
to be
let's
so
be
calm.
very honest. Let's just be honest, both of us. And you know, like we have guys, we have very important, respectable
Sema
people in
tu kile
society
unataka kusema,
who are
wacha hizi-
watching.
wacha hizi
You
ma-
pia wewe ukuwa papoa. First of all,
Yeah.
you came with so many scars from your previous relationship, and I had to heal you. You know, I had to. You know, it's like msee ametoka
Yeah.
hosi and a bleed bado.
And I think a lot of it was also the fact that you left the first time.
Yeah.
So my reaction every time we used to have a fight, it used to be like, I'm done. I'm ending this relationship.
Let's break up.
Yeah, because I didn't want you to leave me a second.
Yeah, you dumped me so
third
many
time,
times,
right?
actually.
Third time.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to leave me a third time. So I was like, I'll get ahead of you by leaving the relationship first. So my instinct kabisa. So after like he proposed, it was like, oops. And I said yes. It was like,
you
I
start
can't
for
use
life.
that anymore. So you're
Slim.
kind of forced now to keep on working issues out. For the last 2 months that we've been married, it feels because of all that work that we put into it, it feels like now we are better
Yeah.
at communicating. We take time off because again we used to lash at each other. So like I used to want to
was intense.
fix things immediately they happen. Like we fight, 2 seconds later it's time to fix things. But now I've learned to just take a breather and let you apologize first, and then we can work things
Because
out.
you will never apologize first. It's like your tongue. You raise this, I'm sorry, Araka.
Yeah.
But you know what was also awkward during those days is that when we'd fight in public, because sometimes we'd even argue to tumekosana like at the mall, and then we'd meet with people who actually know you, who are subscribers, and then they're so confused why ni kombele na uko nyuma. I'm like, yeah, I'm paving way, call me John, you know. I don't know, that's a bad joke.
Yeah.
I think if you decide to be intentional about it and decide to start working on it slowly by slowly,
You
it takes
get
some
there.
time. But after like a couple of years, you start feeling that, by the way, nowadays we fight healthier.
Yeah.
Si zile za
Kushautiana.
mbaya.
Yeah.
Hata nilikushinda KCSE. I don't know if we got that point left though.
Yeah, but it was, thank God it never got violent. I
It
don't
never,
think
it
none
never,
of us
we never,
are.
we never got violent.
Yeah.
But it used
Verbal?
to get
No.
no, maybe
No,
shouting.
just
you know,
shouting,
like
raising
the
your
voice,
voice at
the
each
tone
other.
of voice. Like
Yeah.
that was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank God we're at a healthier place.
Last question, please read it.
Do you think now you're a perfect partner, or are there things that still need work? Who do you think you need to transition to be the perfect partner for your person? So do you think you're the perfect partner for me?
I believe based on your standards, I've passed it. But based on the standards that the expectations you have of me, I'm perfect. But the standards, I'm joking. But the standards that I have for myself as an individual and as a partner is, I would want to be more thoughtful. Why are you looking at me like that?
I just want to hear it.
Yeah, I would want to be more thoughtful, especially with gifts.
Oh, what's stopping you? What's your biggest? I think there was a last question. What is the biggest challenge
No,
that's stopping you
trying.
from transitioning into that person?
Actually, there's no challenge because I've been.
So why are you not
I've
doing
been
it?
trying it. I've been trying.
When was the last time?
Nowadays I try and note what you said you like, or when we pass through a shop and you're like, oh, I like that. I always go back to that shop and buy the stuff that you pointed out. Just say I have not done that today. Nipigie huyo mama saa hii nimweke loudspeaker.
Nakshinuba.
Say Nuba, the one at Vima.
Which one?
The flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Say it
So
with your chest.
You could be more thoughtful.
Yes, I could be. I feel like I can do this more because I've seen some of my friends who really are very creative with the way they gift their partner.
So then you hang out around those people, see what watu wa Subaru, like mbona unashinda na watu wa Subaru, like hang out with these
to leave
people.
it to once by coincidence.
Like Jesus,
Yeah,
wrong company.
So I feel it destroys good morals.
Yeah.
So I feel like I could definitely do more, especially in terms of being more thoughtful.
I am not the perfect partner. I think I could be less stubborn with you. Stop giving you. You know, me nikiambiwa no. That's when I want to do whatever I've been told not to do. So I think I could make your life easier.
Yeah, please.
In that sense, by
I'm a
being
therapist
more,
as well.
by listening to what you're telling me more. I think a classic example is when we were at our honeymoon. And like you were telling me, just don't walk here. And it was nothing, like, he was just looking out for me. I was like, oh, but if you're walking, even me I can walk.
Kwa nini? 2 seconds later ulikuwa
I was on the
chini. That
ground.
video is on my feed. Just check out that reel.
So I think I could do a better job in listening. Na si kila siku kichwa ngumu.
Like,
Try to reason out what you're trying to tell me.
Good. I really prayed for this day. Thank you, God, for
I
answering
don't promise
my
it
prayer.
will be me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or this year, but I'll try.
And I know today we focused more on the relationship aspect. There are many transitions that we will be talking about as we go on, because we have the business element.
But I need to say this.
There's the brand element, please.
We have been talking about relationships, but I think you have done a great job so far. I think I mentioned it when you were 2019, your birthday, thereabout? Or no, 2020.
Yeah.
And I think I said that I have seen you transition from being a boy to being a man. And I think it's the most beautiful transition to witness, because you've literally come of age. And I'm not just saying that
For the
in front
camera.
of cameras.
Yeah.
I've told you that before. So I think it's been beautiful to see you come of
Yeah.
age. Yeah. Can't wait to see you now
Transitions.
transition into a mubaba.
to a mzae with the big belly.
Yeah.
And napigiwa na watoto wangu niko like, wewe ni mgani?
Yeah.
Wa kwanza ama wa pili? You know, like, so weird, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you've also you've made a lot of progress from how I met you. We still have a journey to go.
You see the way giving compliments zi ukuma. Unasikianga hapo unachukiwa
Akuenjoy.
uko karibu kufaint.
I think pia wewe umeimprove a lot. You've really come of age. Like nowadays, umepunguza kichwa ngumu. Like it's becoming softer by the day. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for this. So also let us know your experiences for those guys who are in relationships. Let us know your transitions in your different stages of your relationship in the comment section. Also, you can also send us on DM. Then maybe we can read it out if you give us the permission. Apart from that, we will be addressing other factors, other areas in which you've transitioned in, our faith, finances, economic, friendships as well. Just stay locked. This is a new podcast. This is the first episode. We're so excited for this project. So make sure you subscribe, share. You guys have been asking us to have a joint platform, and finally we have it.
Yeah.
Final remarks, salams, nini.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you guys next time.
Adios.
Bye.